good, y'all? It's the Demouchets REACT, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, Steve?
Today we're back with another American reaction. So excited about this video. If you're new to us
and we new to you,
make sure you scroll down,
hit that subscribe button,
and turn on the post notification bell.
Because we're on the road to 200K.
And we cannot get there without you guys, alright? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Let's get it.
These are Clark's desert boots. Boots that men smuggled into Jamaica via coffins. But they are also pretty blatant copies of the boot of Africa. This is the veldtschoen, or the felly. I hope I'm saying that correct. Yes, it does look like the veldtschoen, or the felly, but it has its own design language. You can see that when you're looking at this boot. And if you like that design language and you find the boot striking, you know who you should thank? The Quaker religion. Because
the Quaker religion, I feel a little played because I feel like them black boots I have, y'all, I will show them to y'all right now. Those close by, but them black boots I have the same design to it and everything. It's like that. I don't know. It's not even a texture. It's like smooth.
Like church shoes.
I didn't want to say it. Like church shoes.
Clark's has a very deep history with the Quaker religion, and this is a Quaker boot if I ever did see one. And now, Jamaica. Look at this concert. Absolutely packed. See that man performing right there? That is Vybz Kartel, and he is performing his hit song, Clark's. Obviously, I couldn't afford the licensing fee, so I was gonna put the song in the video, then I scrapped it. I told Holly, which was a mistake, and now she's insisting that a video would be better if there was a little tiny bit of the song in. So we have this much to play with. Holly will use it at her will. So that song is completely about Clark's. Clark's in the summer, Clark's in the winter. The leather hard, the suede is soft. Toothbrush helps get the dust off.
Yeah,
it's a great song. And you're probably thinking what I originally thought. That's not a big deal. We have songs about footwear in the US too. Air Force Ones with Melly, apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur, with the 3-6 Mafia? Flow Rider. Wow, 3-6 Mafia is probably looking to kill me now. You're probably thinking, yeah, no big deal. You're totally wrong, because there is not one song about Clark's in Jamaica. There are hundreds of songs. Vybz Kartel's Now is the most famous because it's an absolute banger, but it's one of hundreds. Clark's makes videos about the relationship with Jamaica. They invest in Jamaican infrastructure. They make custom Jamaican marketed dance hall Clark's. In fact, there is an entire book on Clark's in Jamaica. I think it's called Clark's in Jamaica. This is also the footwear worn by the original rude boys of Jamaica. The rude boy culture started walking in these boots. What I'm trying to say is there is nothing like the relationship between Jamaica and Clark's. I thought maybe blue jeans in the USA, kinda, but not like this. No.
Yeah, I think the Clark's so far right now, they're giving a good, I guess you can call one of those vibes where you go out type of vibe, you know what I'm saying? Like casual, nothing too crazy. You know, you can put those on and you can just step and look nice and decent.
I wonder if this is like a shoe that every generation has or wants, or you have to have it in your closet. Because I feel like, okay, so we're from Louisiana. We call it G-Nikes, down here with the Air Force Ones. We wore G-Nikes when we were children, and now our children wear it now. Like, it's a classic shoe,
I guess this will be a classic.
Right.
It has to be.
Y'all let us know.
There's a lot of history to it.
Right.
Thing is like this. You'll probably name something that I never thought of, but still, from what I can tell, there's nothing like this. To really understand the craze, we need to understand the footwear. And we can't understand the footwear if we don't talk about Africa. Nathan Clark basically took an African hunting boot, and then Jamaica made it into the greatest dance boot of all time. This is a veldtschoen, or a felly. I'm gonna say felly because I'm probably not saying veldtschoen correctly, but that translates directly to, or it's slang, for field shoe. Now, the felly was a massive relief for British soldiers. I think specifically it was for British officers. Humongous relief when they tossed these bad boys on their feet. Why? They were in places like Africa and Myanmar, and it was insanely hot. It was like 97,000 degrees outside, and they're wearing these giant British ammo boots. Boom, here's some footwear designed specifically for the desert, for very hot places. Eureka, all of a sudden, way more comfortable. Nathan Clark sees that, and it's like, oh, okie dokie. So we know that the felly is a near perfect boot, but what makes it near perfect? What is so special about this that no other boot was doing at the time? The hint? Simplicity. Also this bug. Also, since we have this really nice mushroom stand, we're talking about an upgraded Clark's later, just to show, I think this is what Clark's used to be like. I think this is why people get upset with modern day Clark's.
Oh, is that the case? Why is you laughing?
Because I wonder if that's the name of the shoe.
I guess I got some Clark's.
I guess so.
I actually gave a pair away.
Oh, Oh yeah.
I gave that one like that little bluish hint color. I gave that one away.
Okay.
But I have the high top all blacks. I don't got the low tops.
We're gonna have to go look at the box and see if you got some Clarks. You had some Clarks and didn't even know it.
I'm telling you, I'm out here like that. Yeah, stepping, sliding. Because there's some church shoes in our we got some church. That's some church shoes, y'all.
First thing
but no lie, they also kind of give a hint to Timberlands. A little bit. That one shoe he showed kind of resembled.
The little heel.
Yeah, it resembled a little.
Go over an authentic Felly, and then we'll see when Nathan.
But do y'all have the point though? Cause I got the little.
It's like you made it sound like a curve at the tip of the dome. It's literally like a.
Dion got the little point.
Yeah, it's like a round up.
Like a little point.
It don't box out like a
little cowboy boot.
Like the cowboy boot boxes, but these has more like the nose to it.
Right. A little point.
Like an airplane.
Right.
Clark did to his version of the Felly and how it changed things forever. Suede? Are you crazy using nice suede on a South African bush? Not suede. Well, suede, duh. Suede has a little bit of a bad reputation because there's, some people say suede is when the shiny side of the leather is on the inside and the rough part is on the outside. Other people, when they say suede, they mean they split the leather in half and only the rough side on this side is left and the rough side on that side is left. It's very confusing and it's hard to actually nail down what a brand is talking about unless they specifically say what it is, but now brands say rough out to indicate that it's basically the full piece of leather flipped. And rough out or reverse leather, whatever you want to call it, incredibly tough, incredibly scratch resistant. If you're going through the African bush, you want something that can handle briars or really, really tough stuff and look new and hold up to it. And then we have stitch down construction. Very, very simple construction. This upper leather flanges out over the outsole right here, as you can see. And then it's just stitched down. It's stitched to this little black line. The midsole, the outsole is here. Bing, bang, boom. Very simple. Simplicity is great. We all know that. People always say to me, Michael, you're a very simple man. Stitch down construction is also very resistant to the elements, which is a huge plus. And it's cheap to do because you're not adding a whole bunch of other parts on the inside. Flange it out, sew it down, done. Then we have my favorite part of Clark's desert boots, and it's homages crepe. But you'll notice it's strikingly not there on the Jim Green Fellies, and if you've ever worn crepe, you know why. It's not on the actual working Felly that's made for the bush and stuff like that. I really, really love crepe rubber. I just find it so beautiful and natural because that's exactly what it is. It's about as natural of a rubber as you can possibly get. You essentially get the rubber from the rubber tree, or I guess the latex from a rubber tree. You coagulate it with acid into these big, gross-looking ball things, and then you roll it really skinny. That's it. That's crepe. If you look closely, see how this isn't one piece of rubber? There's a little split right here. It's two sheets of crepe stacked on top of each other. Crepe is really soft and beautiful, but it's not good near chemicals. It's not good in really, really harsh temperature variations. It's not as tough in general.
Oh, baby, this not the work boot.
No, it's not.
You can't wear this to the plate.
Nah, at all. And it's like, you get around chemicals and next thing you know, you walking on your actual hill.
Child, you can't go to the bonfire with this. Not the crawfish ball either.
At all.
And you will fall on your butt eventually if you are wearing crepe. So be careful out there, enjoy your beautiful crepe, but just know that it was not originally meant for asphalt and slick concrete surfaces and floors and stuff like that. It was meant for the great outdoors. And then we get to the midsole, this little light line right here, and the insole, the inside of the boot, which this is where it gets a little controversial with Clark's. Before we get to the comment section where all of you are gonna say, sucks that the quality's not like it used to be, let's get quakey. Admittedly, I knew absolutely zilch about the Quaker religion when I started this video, so I was like, oh, I know where I can start. Quaker Oats, because that's obviously a Quaker company. Nope, turns out that's not true. That's a lie. Blew my mind. Is that legal? I'm surprised the Quakers haven't been litigious about this. That being said, the man who named his company Quaker Oats named it Quaker Oats because the Quakers had such a good reputation, so by looking up Quaker Oats, it actually does tell us about Clark's Quaker roots. And I quote, according to some accounts, Quaker mill partner Henry Seymour came up with the brand name after discovering an encyclopedia article about Quakers. He stated that the qualities describing Quakers, such as integrity, honesty, and purity, were traits that he wanted customers to associate with the company's product. Quakers are often seen as embodying a blend of seriousness and generosity, simplicity, and social engagement. Boom! Clark's. Clark's has really strong Quaker roots. It's still on their website. They still do a lot of Quaker principle things, like they really support the communities. They also are a community-founded company. None of that's really important besides the simplicity factor. of Clarks. And that is how we get to the design. The Philly caught Nathan's eye because it's so simple and so effective. It's about as simple of a shoe as you could possibly make, but you could still make it simpler. Bring in the desert boot. All we're doing here is saying, how can we keep the functionality of the Philly, but take away what we don't need? So instead of 3 eyelets, how about we do 2? Instead of folding things or adding reinforcements or anything like that, let's make it 1 piece of leather right here and another piece of leather right here. Keep everything very, very simple as you possibly can, and use high quality materials. That is it. And what that does is make a really high quality but simple boot. And it's so simple that it becomes striking. You see that it's simple. There's something special about that. All right, so a lot of you suspect foul play when it comes to modern day Clarks quality. I can see why you would think that. Look at this. It was very hard to do, but I found a pretty authenticated 1980s Clark desert boot. The only problem with our comparison is that this is a Goodyear welted boot, so it's constructed differently.
I'm thinking the 1980s is not that far away.
But still, though, you know.
It's not. But I was gonna say, you know how the walking shoes that we get for children, they look like those.
Yeah. Oh, especially with the heavy stitching.
Yeah. They look like those. So I wonder, like, I know he is comparing South Africa with Jamaica.
Right.
But we have that type of shoe here. Now we're gonna have to go in, you know, on the inside of the closet and see if that's a Clark shoe.
I don't think it is, but it looks the same.
Yeah, it looks the same. It looks similar. So it's making me think like that shoe almost looks like the shoes that they used to wear in the olden times, the olden days. Yeah. So I wonder if, I don't know, like, why do they always go to that type of shoe, that design? Yeah. That's what's making me ponder on. I don't know.
Well, to me, it still fits the casual wear. I know it's more like a work aesthetic, but I feel like it's more of a casual wear now. People today would see it as that, but in the times, I think it was, I don't think, it was used for the times of, a lot of walking. Yeah. And getting around these bushes and stuff like that. No wear and tear wasn't going to happen. Right. That's a good thing, though.
Good quality, too.
Let's see why it went down.
But I think they would use very similar components, so it should be okay. Leather quality, a modern day Clark, still pretty good. Feels good, nice and thick, I like it a lot. But old Clarks, 0.5 millimeter thicker. And then we have crepe, one of the most fascinating findings. On this boot, using a durometer, we found that it was 40 to 45 Shore A in hardness. But on these fancy boots that are $10 more that come with this little tab thing, this crepe is 30 Shore A. It is like goo. It is so very soft. Then, and we have to account that maybe this got harder over time, but this crepe is 50 Shore A, which is much, much harder. It's still soft, it still feels gummy, but significantly harder, so it should be more durable over time on the old boot. And this little lighter line right here, that is the midsole of the boot. Not that thick, and this is fiberboard, so it's not just straight leather, it's like all crumbled up, glued together leather. Look at this, kind of hard to see because it's Goodyear welted, so we have the welt leather here that kind of distracts from it, but I'll put my finger, look what's under my finger. It's kind of tough to see, but it looks like 2 layers of fully stacked leather midsole. So it's much thicker, much stiffer. The insole here appears to be thick natural leather. The insole here does not. It's a little thinner, and I think it has a little cushioning on the bottom, but definitely thin. This is not the best sample size. We have one boot that doesn't use the exact same construction. So there could be variables, but looking at this pair on eBay that the guy's trying to sell for like $8,000, the leather looks thicker and the midsole also looks thicker. Vintage ads looks thicker. Anyway, all of that contributes theoretically to why people say modern day Clarks feel different. They don't necessarily say they break down faster, but they feel different. And that would be because the insole is not as thick, the midsole is not as thick, the leather's not as thick, and the crepe is softer. But remember the midsole I was talking about? This Clark's old one, about 2 times thicker? Guess what? The Asterflex midsole is about 2 times thicker than modern Clark's. The leather thickness is about the same. The crepe hardness is about the same. The insole thickness I couldn't measure, but I'm assuming it's about the same. It also has a little bit of foam. So, it accurately, if you want to get as accurate as I suppose you could probably get, Asterflex Chukkas are closer to original Clark's desert boots. After all that being said though, I still really do love Clark's desert boots. They're just iconic. I like mine a lot. I'm going to wear them to the ground. So if you want them, I suggest you get them. I think they are cool. Whew, okay, now the grand finale where we put absolutely everything together and find out why they are popping off in Jamaica and why they have been since the 60s. Keyword, Rude Boy. When the Desert Boot touched down in the US, it was basically an instant success because we're just off the back of World War II. The young folks are like, hey, t-shirts and jeans and stuff like that, way cooler than dress pants. We're rebelling. So Clark's Desert Boots, they were this perfect, that's not a dress shoe, it's way more comfortable, it's casual, it looks cool, beat up, I can wear it when I'm on my motorcycle. It's really just awesome. It fits into this thing perfectly. It's kind of like a precursor to the sneaker. All of a sudden, dress shoes, no comfy. I don't want them anymore. Clark's. Jamaica, obviously, that was there, but that's not the big thing. The big thing that happened was in 1962 when Jamaica became independent from the UK, became their own thing. At the time, in 1962, people pretty pumped about this. They were like, oh, the equality gap's gonna go down, everything's gonna get more fruitful and perfect, it's just gonna, we're gonna all blossom. And that didn't necessarily happen. There was overcrowding, high unemployment, a lot of restlessness in general, and a lot of people were like, you know what, screw this system. And those people, young men, those young men, kind of rude to the system, the general system at B. They were rude boys. Nowadays, the term rude boy is pretty iconic. It's in a Rihanna song. It's probably in Drake's song. It's in, what's that song I really like? Oh man. Rude Boy, one of the most iconic cultural things of all time. Everybody knows about the Rude Boy. This was the birth of the Rude Boy, this civil unrest. And the Rude Boy in the 60s and 70s had a very particular way of dressing. It was showing pride, respect to themselves, and like, yes, I can dress amazingly, even though I was not dealt the best hand. So, picture this, it's 1965, you're a Rude Boy, you're going to look for a pair of footwear.
Okay, so once again, history has answered the future's questions. These shoes are now staples in Jamaica because of the Rude Boys. Now they stand out, and they have standing out for various reasons, but specifically because of the group. And guys is being disrespectful, I guess. Rude Boys? Were they rude?
I don't
really
know.
Rude? Or were they just told it was rude because they didn't care?
This is my first time hearing about
the system. It was the system they was up against.
Right.
They didn't care too much about
they
following
wanted to
the
rebel.
system. Right, so it was called Rude Boys.
That don't mean they was disrespectful.
Not at all.
We never heard about the Rude Boys. Y'all want us to know about the Rude Boys? Let us know.
I think that's pretty cool. That's a rabbit hole we can jump down. Yeah.
Exactly.
Check it out.
To be different. You don't want a classic dress shoe or something like that. You want it to stand out right away. You see this strikingly simple design, definitely not a dress shoe, has something different going on, and it's expensive and made in England. Check. At a practical level though, you could probably say rough out, but this is full grain suede. It's very, very tough. It's resistant to abrasion and scratches, AKA it looks new for a very, very long time. And at the same time, you're a young man rebelling against the system, running around Jamaica all day, AKA you're on your feet all the time. So when you squish this bottom, wow, certainly doesn't feel like leather. I bet that's gonna be mega comfortable. The music scene also exists, and obviously these young men are the people that are also making music. So what do they say in their songs? Hey, put your Clarks in the air while you're dancing and wave them like you just don't care. There's a bunch of young men running around going to dances trying to meet women, and women are like, what are those? Those are cool. And then the guy next to him is like, she likes those shoes. If I get them, she'll like me. And then boom, they start to grow a lot in the culture. But there is one thing that strikes the match and explodes the culture into society. The police. The police are the answer. There's all these young dudes running around in beautiful suits and very fancy footwear, and the police are like, okay, how on earth did you get all that nice stuff? You must be bad. Boom! Standing out. Society. That's a bad boy. Look at that guy. That's a rebel.
First of all.
That's crazy.
First of all, can we just, as a community, collective across countries, can we go back to that era?
Imagine that,
When
huh?
we used to all, when I say we,
Pressing.
when our people would all dress like that.
Pressing. What?
Man.
Bro, y'all gonna have to look. The stop sign gonna move out the way when I come through. I'm
Uh-huh.
telling you, look, it will be crazy.
Baby, with the knocks.
Ooh, hold on now. Hey, but the woman was, y'all was killing it too now. Y'all was stepping, everything was a little floral. Yeah, y'all little dresses was a
I
little.
think a French roll.
Telling them,
With the
man.
click-clack ballerina shoes.
It wasn't messing with y'all. I heard y'all coming before y'all hit the corner.
Oh, I know you ain't talking.
Rebel.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Y'all was leaving Jerry curl juice.
No, you see, now, that's about, we're talking about Clarks. We ain't trying to get all the way back to that.
Okay.
We're talking about the suit wear. We ain't trying to get all the way back to
Right,
that.
not the hairstyle.
See, now I think about it, it's too hot for that.
Oh, for real.
I'm okay.
Global.
Clark's originally was a proper dress shoe, fancy, nice company. All of a sudden, they come out with a war boot and they advertise it as, hey, some dude fought in war, found this boot, and took it home. Yeah, that's rebellion. I'm a fighter. These also look sick. I love them. I'm gonna wear them all the time. You're looking at the symbol of rebellion in Jamaica via footwear. Kind of similar to
Twisted Stories. Y'all, we're gonna stop right there, man. Make sure you guys go check it channel out. I stand on it. I know it has a story, but today's time, if you see these shoes on somebody's feet, they probably playing the drums in someone's church.
Okay.
That was not supposed to be funny like that. That was a bar. That's a bar. If you see these shoes, I'm pretty sure there's somebody in church with them on right now.
We about to go to Jamaica soon.
I'm putting them on. And when you pull up, I got another way. I'm going to talk to you about it later. But I'm putting them on. Yeah, I think I have something.
Let us know, because we saw y'all church videos, baby. Y'all be cutting up. I'll have to go back to the videos and see if they got some Clarks on.
She going to be click-clacking down the aisle. She coming too.
All right, y'all. We hope you guys enjoyed this video with us. Be sure to subscribe. We'll see you soon.
Peace.